Shack Together episode 20. Today we're catching up on a bunch of news that happened over a week ago, but that's what happens when Joe takes a vacation and Nintendo publishes a Direct. It couldn't be helped, but we make good on it today with the help of Donovan Erskine. Donovan and Asif tell us all about Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, the recent re-release from Nintendo, if you've heard of them. But today is all about Dead Rising, with Capcom announcing a remaster that looks a lot more like a remake of the original game. We've got it on the brain, and we play a little trivia in its honor. Story time, we touch on EVO 2024, Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. We've got a review for that at shacknews.com. Riven, that's a throwback. Cyan Worlds returns with a remake of the 1997 sequel to Myst. Pretty cool. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. And we even touch on Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's right, the sequel that we all feared dead has popped up. Huh. We wrap up the show with the Nintendo Direct recap, since we didn't get a chance to last week. And that'll do it. Hope you liked the show. Thanks for listening. Here we go.
So you know how there was that Kendrick Lamar concert while we were gone?
Yep.
Joe? No?
I mean, the only Kendrick news I know about is the Drake beef.
So he had a show on Juneteenth where he performed Not Like Us, that, you know, the diss track of the summer. He performed it 5 times in a row.
Okay.
And I watched it, and, you know, we talked about it on Pop Goes the Culture, right, Donovan? Like we were talking about there. The YouTube algorithm is like, oh, okay, it's on. And in the last 5 days, I've been served, I don't know, 300 Crip Walk tutorial videos in YouTube Shorts. And look, I have Achilles tendonitis at both my Achilles. So it's hard to do those moves. There's a lot of foot shuffling and ankle moving and stuff. And I'm gonna blow out my Achilles trying to do a Crip Walk. So while I appreciate the music and the culture, I don't think I can, and even, you know what, I think the Crips are a well-organized gang at this point. But, I don't think I can do it. And YouTube just won't quit at this point. It's like, nope, that's all you're going to get from here on out.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It needs a front end. The brain that it creates based on what it thinks you want needs an interface for you to edit. Yeah.
If you could go in there and be like, hey, I don't want to hear Blues Traveler hook.
You know,
right.
There's a feature, and not to give credit to Spotify, but Spotify has a feature where if you listen to a certain song or album, I'm pretty sure you can straight up tell it, don't include this in my algorithm. I forget how they word it, but you can just be like, don't factor this into my taste profile or whatever. YouTube needs that.
There is there's a button. It's the 3 dots that you can click on on Shorts or whatever. There is a way to say don't recommend videos like this, but there's also don't recommend this channel. But you're right. I don't think it actually does anything. It would be nice to I'm sure there's some sort of trade secret reason why they won't show us that, Joe, but that would be really nice to be able to go in there and just be like, hey, don't recommend. And for me, it's Theo Von. I don't want to see Theo Von ever. Ever. And it's if you watch one Neil deGrasse Tyson short video, you will see Theo Von within a day. Guaranteed. Now, why?
It's not Neil deGrasse alone. I get Theo Von as well.
No, but you see what I'm talking about.
Them, he weasels his way.
You may have watched a comedy clip that featured him sitting on a couch somewhere, and now the YouTube's nope, you love Theo Von. We're gonna show you so much Theo Von, you're not even gonna know what to do with yourself.
Yeah,
and I'm just no, please.
It was Bobby Lee was my entrance into Theo Von, yeah.
And Bobby Lee's funny. So I can totally see how you could watch a funny Bobby Lee clip, but then he's with that one insufferable redhead dude or Theo Von, and now you apparently are fans of both of those people. I don't know. I wish the YouTube algorithm was less stupid.
Someday.
Probably not. You're listening to Shack Together, a Shack News video game podcast where if you're not together, you're a listener. I'm your host, Asif Khan, and today I'm not joined by my co-host, John Benyamine, but I am joined by our producer, Joe Stasio, back from vacation.
Hey.
Hey, Joe. And Donovan Erskine, news editor, tagging in because we had a last-second substitution.
Howdy.
Hey there. So yeah, we've been off. This is like 2 weeks since our last episode, so I'm sure there's dozens of people clamoring to hear what we've been playing, what we've been up to. So Donovan, I'll start with you since you're a guest. What have you been playing?
A whole lot of Elden Ring and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, I should specify.
So Elden Ring, are you at the point where you can play the DLC, or are you trying to get to that point still?
I am trying to get there, but I'm not powering my way through it. I know the boss I have to beat is a Moog at this point.
Yeah.
And I know where he is. I could pull up a tutorial and run straight to him, but I'm just kind of exploring. I'm just trying to take the game at pace. I'm in no rush to beat the DLC or even get to it. So I never rolled credits on the base game back when it came out. I ended up putting it down. So I rolled a new character like a week before the DLC, and I've just been taking my time.
So you're like starting fresh.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've made good progress since then, but yeah. Yep. But having a good time though.
Nice.
You're having a good. Why are you having a good time?
It's just a brilliant game, man. This is my first Soulsborne game.
It's gorgeous. It's like stunning.
Mm-hmm.
The environments they built, I completely agree. I don't know. I don't have fun in those games for some reason.
That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of misery to be had. That's for sure. It's not something I can play every day, but if I'm in the mood for it, it is a great time.
It's like a sense of tedium, I think, for some of those games. But yeah,
That's fair. I think for me, it's like Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild are just like the two kings of open world design. Where it's just like both of those games, you just can't throw a rock anywhere without hitting something fascinating or that's going to draw your attention for the next 10 minutes or make you want to look something up. It's pretty cool.
They're both champions of emergent gameplay too.
Yeah.
Where like just random stuff happens. And I feel like Tears of the Kingdom did that a little bit even better than Breath of the Wild. But I think, you can kind of couple those games. But yeah, Elden Ring is just the scope of it, I think, is massive. And the DLC seems like... the funny thing I'm seeing on my timeline are like people coming back to Elden Ring and they haven't even discovered the original map, like the full original map yet.
Right.
So they're like, oh man, I just saw this cool new part of the DLC. And people are like, that's not part of the DLC, dude. Like, you just didn't see it.
A lot of people left meat on the bone, the base game Elden Ring. I'm one of them. But it's also like, how could you not? It's just, you play 200 hours of that game and have not seen a dungeon or multiple bosses or camps and stuff like that. So,
no, that's cool. I appreciate that game because, we've established this. I like horses in video games.
Great horse.
The mount... The Celestial Steed in Elden Ring, I think, might be the best video game horse out there.
Torn is awesome.
Yeah. Just very, very solid video game horse.
Who's number two?
Ooh. Number two horse?
Because I think it's a runaway victory for Elden Ring.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people would put Roach up there, Epona.
No,
but I don't mean like our favorite beloved sentimental horse characters. Like,
just like mechanically
it's Elden Ring and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
Red Dead.
I mean, I kind of I'm pro
Red Dead horse is way worse than Elden Ring. I'm not saying that they're even in the same league, but like if you're telling me I have to talk about horse mechanics, like Red Dead,
I am forcing you to pick number two. You're right. That was me.
You know what I mean? So it's clearly like number one is way ahead, and that's what I mean. Oh, you know what else? Ghost of Tsushima has good horse gameplay. Really, for me, what Elden Ring did and what I think Ghost of Tsushima did that Zelda doesn't do, you can pick up items while riding your horse in both Ghost of Tsushima and Elden Ring, and you can't do that in Zelda. And I really wanted them to add that to Tears of the Kingdom, and they didn't. But then again, like, how often are you on a horse in a Zelda game these days?
You just triggered a memory. A recent memory, and maybe Donovan had the same thought.
Ooh.
A decent horse experience? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Chocobos.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah.
They're being effective.
Video game horse, yeah. Closest you're going to get.
But they feel good, I mean, for the most part. And they do the Elden Ring thing of like press a button and it's there, which is very important.
Yes.
Being able to summon it quickly. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like horses have become more and more useless in the Zelda franchise over time. Because, like, you could build whatever you want. You could fly. You could build a tank.
Right.
So, yeah.
I don't think I got on in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think I mounted once.
Right before I finished off the game, there's that. It's like one of the first side quests in the game where the old man who runs the stable at Lookout Landing, he's like, I lost my horse. I'm like finally kitted out, ready to go beat Ganon up, and I see his horse. And I was like, fuck. So I'm like, hold on, Zelda, one more side quest.
Yeah, you're not heartless. You got to do it.
Yeah, I had to help the horse.
Sure.
So yeah, but you're right, man. It's just not. I did use the skeleton horses down in the depths before I progressed. But yeah, you're right. Horses are just not that important in that game. But yeah, we've gone on a nice little tangent about horses. But Elden Ring,
we do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go back to it, but I always come back to this. I haven't even beaten the first boss in Demon's Souls, so I kind of want to just go there, play that game. And if I ever get past that, I can think about trying to beat the first boss in Elden Ring.
I have a buddy who was playing Demon's Souls the last couple of weeks, and he was getting frustrated with it, and I convinced him to just put it down and play Elden Ring. He was trying to do like the chronological thing and like start at Demon's Souls and play his way through the FromSoft catalog. And I was like, brother, you're going to torture yourself trying to get to Elden Ring. Because I really think that Elden Ring alleviates so many of the things people hate about Demon's Souls, Dark Souls. They're just giving you that freedom to go everywhere. You don't have to run your head into a boss over and over until you beat it. There are like 100 different paths at any given time. But that's also fair. I mean, Demon's Souls is great. I didn't get far in that game, but it's good.
Yeah, I still have it on my PlayStation, so maybe I'll go back to that. I don't know. I have Elden Ring on PC too, so maybe I should play it. Who knows? Stay tuned. Maybe someday. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play Death Stranding instead.
Ah, yes.
You know.
That old chestnut.
One of these days, I'll get around to beating that game. So, outside of Elden Ring, you've been playing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
I have, yes. It is a fun game. I was a latecomer to the Luigi's Mansion franchise, but I did this one quite a bit. It's fun. It's got like some solidly challenging stages once you get deeper into that game. I like the puzzles. I love a good spin-off, so having Luigi front and center I think is a lot of fun. Looks very good. It doesn't look quite as good as Luigi's Mansion 3, but for a remaster of a 3DS era video game, it looks quite good. And multiplayer's fun too. We did a stream for that not too long ago.
Yeah, the Scare mode where you kind of like it's PvE.
Which is arguably some of the hardest content in that game. When you ratchet the difficulty up, that gets very tough very quickly.
Yeah, it's like a horde mode, and in each floor you go up, it gets harder kind of thing. And yeah, we got stuck on a boss battle in expert mode yesterday, but it's great. I played the original Dark Moon on 3DS, and this is it's not a remake, right? This is a remaster for sure.
Yeah, it's a remaster.
And it doesn't, so like I'll say it doesn't, I don't know. We just saw a trailer for, and I know we're going to get to this later in the show, but we saw a trailer for Brothership, right? Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Yep.
Right.
And that's like a striking art style that like, you're like, whoa, that looks very different and new. Where like, this is definitely the older looking Luigi model, just with like a better coat of paint on it. And that's true for not just how the game looks, but how it plays too. So if you remember the 3DS era where they used the stylus to control like looking on the screen, I think you mentioned it in your review too, Donovan. It's like it's some of the wonkiest controls. It's like the way they brought over the look to the right analog from the stylus.
Yeah,
it's just clunky, and that's a little disappointing. But I think it goes back to the point that like they didn't really do a whole lot of work on the code for this game. It was more of like a visual upgrade.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's like it was designed for 3DS, so bringing it over to Switch is going to be a little weird.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the move makes sense. This is definitely something they decided to do after Luigi's Mansion 3 sold a buttload of copies. I don't remember the exact figure, but I know that game performed really well, so
yeah,
makes sense they wanted to sell another one.
And, you know, they did, what was it, Mario versus Donkey Kong early this year.
Yep.
So we're seeing this like it's kind of a new wave from Nintendo of these like HD remasters, HD remaster. I think what was it? Metroid Prime was an HD remaster. Link's Awakening was like a straight up remake. I don't know if was it a remake or a remaster? It was new art style.
I mean, you're going from Game Boy, you mean, right? Like, they started over. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a full remake.
But it like stayed very true to the game. Like
you mean like did they take a lot of liberties in the translation?
Yeah.
It seems like no. I haven't played the Game Boy version though.
No, that's what I was getting at. Kind of like Resident Evil 4 remake is different than RE4.
Right.
Link's Awakening remake is very similar to Link's Awakening. It just looks different.
Right.
But yeah. Cool. Anything else on the Luigi front, Donovan, that you want to mention?
No, I mean, if you like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, you'll enjoy this one.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you like Luigi's Mansion in general, you'll enjoy this one.
Yeah.
It feels like, judging both of your tones, that this is one of those, and I admit that I feel this way about Nintendo games, where it's like we're giving Luigi's Mansion 2 HD the Nintendo Pass, where it's not super exciting. I might be putting words in your mouth. You can refute me in a second. But it's not super exciting, but it's super competent. And it's, it just checks enough of those Nintendo fandom boxes that it's a good enough release. And again, I am party to this thing too.
That's mostly fair. I mean, I didn't like jump out of my seat when they announced this during a direct. Whenever that happened, I'm not like the world's biggest Luigi's Mansion fan. I'm no Greg Burke, but like I said, it's competent. It's good. It is a better version of an already good video game, so I can't hate on it. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to remasters, if it's not like a game I hold very near and dear to my heart, then I'm usually not going to be extremely over the moon with excitement. And yeah, Luigi's Mansion just wasn't my Nintendo franchise growing up. It's one of many that I missed in my pursuit and obsession of Pokemon as a child. So,
did you have a GameCube?
I did. That was my first Nintendo console.
Okay.
I was playing Melee. Was it Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness?
Mm-hmm.
Was on there. Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. A lot of random games that were not Mario games for some reason.
No, I mean, the reason I brought that up is like Luigi's Mansion was the launch title for GameCube.
Right.
So if you missed that launch window, you might have just not even gotten the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. To your point, Joe, I think at this point we're in year 8 of Nintendo Switch, and they're just beefing up the library at this point. It's like just finishing touches on, I think, maybe the greatest library to ever ship on a console. So it's like they have a very soft place in their heart for Luigi games in general. And I also think it's like it was never called Luigi's Mansion 2 here in the United States, so maybe this is them retconning that.
Yeah.
So they're like, we never liked Dark Moon, so we're gonna just release it as this. But like, I think these games like Luigi's Mansion 2 HD or Mario vs. Donkey Kong, they're definitely not the system sellers. They're just a little bit of fan service, I think. But yeah, if like I wasn't gonna buy Luigi's Mansion 2 HD because I already beat it on 3DS. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people on the Switch platform that never had a 3DS, so I think it's good that they're doing stuff like this. But it's not, to your point, it's not like the oh my god, we're gonna have to record a reaction to this announcement. No, it's just kind of what it is. But I'm all for Luigi games, so
yeah,
it's a good thing.
Bring them on. Also, I think we would be remiss to not mention that Donovan should have said that he wasn't over the Dark Moon about the.
As soon as I said that, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, Dark Moon. Yeah, I was just a second off from getting that.
If connection. I didn't say it, an angry YouTuber commenter probably would.
That's fair.
Nice. Oh my god, I actually was able to finish uploading things on Twitter. Anyway, Joe, what have you been playing?
Well. I finally sat down and said, I'm on a video game podcast. Shame on me. Life's hard, Yeah. It's hard to make time. I tried to make some time. First things first, a few days ago, 5-6 days ago, I attended a Distant Worlds concert in New York City. And if you're unaware, Worlds is a touring symphony. I guess it's produced in part by Square Enix Music, which is their, that they have a banner under which they publish music. I think it's SEM. And it's Final Fantasy Symphony, and then they tend to just play like whatever the most topical scores are. So in this case, the reveal of the Final Fantasy 16 score, as in like they had never performed it live before. So they did that, and then a lot of Dawn Trail is the upcoming DLC.
Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail. Yep.
Yeah. So
Expansion.
they great. Yes, they played that. They played a few excerpts from that.
Some very
DLC.
good music in that.
Yeah, and so I think the coolest part was, and I'll admit that he's not my favorite. I'm more of an Uematsu guy, but Soken rather, the 14 and 16 composer was in attendance, sitting right in the smack in the middle of the audience next to cosplayers, which was fun, and he was a bit of a character, but yeah, so he got to sit almost front row to his own, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to mention that because I think I did mention that I was attending several episodes ago. So I went, and it was great and very cool. Carnegie Hall, great sound, awesome. Okay, onto the games. Playing 2 games. I'll start with Metroid because I haven't touched it too much because Metroid Prime Remaster, which I've always wanted to play. I have it on Wii too. In fact, I have the Wii trilogy, which is semi-rare. I have that. Man, I got sick playing this thing.
Oh,
you did?
I got cold sweats. Yeah, and I know why. I can play Halo and whatever. It's not the first person thing. It's the claustrophobic HUD.
The helmet.
The helmet display, the items on the display are so large that there's a claustrophobia about it. I did a quick search, and I'm not alone in that. But it's a bummer because I think there's obviously a lot of love for Metroid Prime, and
Right.
I don't think I'm going to be able to discover that. Do either of you have history with this game?
Yeah, I mean, I played it back in the GameCube era. I think I did pick up the remaster when it came out last year. I think it's just visually impressive, outside of feeling sick from playing it. But like,
I agree.
What you went through. But like, you look at the environments they create or they recreated. It's a very competent game on Switch, and it runs well. Which
super well. Yeah,
which I thought was important, especially for like an FPS, because that system really hasn't been an FPS system. It's like the one kind of glaring problem with Nintendo lately is their first-person shooter lineup is not great. It's not terrible, right? Like I think Doom is on there, but it tends to be like retro shooters, not like live service shooters. But yeah,
certain
I don't
weapons on Splatoon are first person when you ADS.
Yes.
I guess not really though. I guess there's some weapons that might
some
be true,
weapons, yeah.
But yeah, like there really hasn't been like a shooter on Switch where you're like, yeah, that's the like back in the day it was GoldenEye or Perfect Dark or whatever. And now it's like they don't really have one like that.
Yeah. And
so,
to be fair, like this isn't really playing in that space, right? Like it's not like the next Perfect Dark or anything. It's Metroidvania with a different viewport. So I think even to just emphasize your point, I think there's an even more gaping hole, and this is not filling it. But I agree that it's beautiful and impressive that it looks the way it does on this 10-year-old chip. So we'll see. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe my kids will get into it and I'll watch them play, and then it doesn't matter if I feel woozy or something. But we're years away from that. They caught.
I'm kind of curious though. I know you have simulator sickness in general, but if you're just watching someone play it, do you get sick?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know that I've tested this theory, but I don't think so.
And you said like games like Halo, you can play.
Yeah.
Are there any other FPS games that do this to you?
Yes. I couldn't play Wolfenstein, the newer Wolfenstein games.
The New Order and the new Colossus, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's a what's the term? The amount of periphery on the screen. There's a term for that.
Field of view.
Like the field of view, field of view games that are like ultra wide in a sort of like a like an inhumanly ultra wide, where you can see like, you know, the distortion on the left and right of the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The nature of that distortion I find disorienting, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad, man. Because they're probably going to release 2 more Metroid Prime remasters this year.
Well, I agree. And barring the remasters, I wonder if Metroid Prime 4, which we will touch on below on this outline, I wonder if that game, because it's coming out on, you know, modern screens, whereas this game was designed for a CRT, that the HUD will be a little smaller and less blocking what I need to look at, and if that will help. So we'll see. Yeah.
It does seem like it's the way that the visor portrays the world that's messing with you. So yeah, we'll have to see. Because I don't think they really.
Yeah, no, I wanted to say thanks for helping diagnose my nausea on this.
No problem, man. I find simulator sickness to be really interesting because it like people who get car sick, right? Like there's like
that's me.
We're in this world now where like we have so many screens around us at all times, and like it's not good for us. It can it's wild that technology can create such physiological pain or illness. It's I think that is very interesting. And it's also a huge barrier of entry for VR headsets, right? That I don't think will go away because people like Joe exist. And it's like, it doesn't matter what you do in your headset. Like it's still going to cause simulator sickness because that's just the nature of it.
If you allow me a 45-second tangent here on this very topic.
Sure.
I have always sort of liked that I have motion sickness from like a game because there's like this impenetrable wall for me to not overstimulate myself with a game, because it's almost like a self-imposed, you know, it's like I gotta stand up, I gotta go outside and get some fresh air thing. And I feel the same way about like I'm someone that like very easily puts on weight, and I almost like that because it forces me, unlike people who are naturally toothpicks, who maybe don't know they're damaging their bodies. Like my body immediately tells me by putting on weight, like, Joe, you're not taking care of yourself. So in both cases, I feel like I have immediate biological responses to things I should not be doing, rather than, you know, not getting those signals and doing harm over time.
Yeah, I think that's an optimistic outlook to have.
Thanks, because it kind of ultimately sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you just describing it reminded me of when we used to tell people to get up and go touch some grass, and they'd have a little icon of the window open, like, hey, you should go outside for a little bit.
It's like telling you to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. Well, sorry.
What's the other
one
game?
more. Yeah, one more.
Yeah.
Okay. This one I'm more excited about. This is have either of you heard of the excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
No. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So this game, and I will not put my foot in my mouth, and I will look up details about it. This is an adventure game. In this, you know, like by which I mean like in the old way, in the 90s way, an adventure game where you click on things and you have a little inventory, and you can drag parts of that inventory onto the world and, you know, affect the plot moving forward, basically. The publisher is Wadjet Eye, who is very well known for this type of genre, and most people will probably know the game Unavowed if they know about this genre at all. That's kind of their Wadjet Eye's breakout, which was released on Switch a couple years ago too, ported to Switch. Anyway, Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. This is about a basically a glorified grave digger, anthropologist, I guess you'd say, early 1900s, visiting a remote English suburb by invitation from a mysterious figure who said, "Meet me here. There is a excavation site which might interest you, as I know you're putting together a book." And so where I'm at, this is not spoiler, this is the first opening hour. Where I'm at, I'm visiting this town at the invitation of that mysterious person, and things aren't normal. But in a subtle way, in like a really interesting and subtle way. And so there's an incredible atmosphere about this. The pixel art is really coarse, meaning like really large. So you're doing a lot of inferring about the way things look until the game designers will very cinematically zoom into someone's face, and you get a certain character's like droopy skin, but again, still in this coarse pixel art. It's an extremely striking art style that sort of oscillates between really low fidelity, and just when you're getting used to that low fidelity, it smacks you with this like really high touch, clearly like very laborious on their part, cinematic but still pixelated scenes that they're creepy and really engaging, and it's happening often enough where like I just feel really pulled along. So between the tone and the art and the very interesting premise, I'm loving it. So
Nice.
if any of that sounds good, it's on sale right now because
it's
summer
40%
sale.
off.
The summer sale just hit. It's $9 USD.
Ooh.
And yeah, this does look. It has a retro look to it, like a retro point and click kind of vibe.
It has a LucasArts type of fidelity, but until it doesn't. Until it doesn't. I guess that's what I mean.
That's cool. But I like that. That's like the King's Quest style, kind of look. Right. That's neat. Well, neat. You actually are playing a video game.
I did it. I did it. This one I'm going to see through. It's like I like the genre, and this is so far excellent. And
is that like exclusively being played on your Steam Deck?
This is Steam Deck, which I've docked, and I'm using my mouse on a monitor.
Oh,
look at that!
So you're using the Steam Deck as a computer now?
Hey, isn't it a computer already?
It is. No, I think it really shines in that environment. Like you think about the power that you have in there versus like what it would cost to build a PC that could play those games. Yeah, I think more people should be doing that. I was curious if like the esports scene would adopt it, but that hasn't happened yet.
I did try playing CS:GO 2. Is it called CS:GO 2?
It's just Counter-Strike. It's just Counter-Strike 2.
Counter-Strike 2. I tried playing Counter-Strike 2 docked to see like what kind of power are we talking about, and it was actually awful. Which was surprising because that's first party. I thought like maybe they would have done some special sauce there.
You mean like latency, or it just does not feel designed to be played on the?
Like I really struggled to hit 60. It just didn't feel right. Yeah,
that is strange. You would think the Valve games would be showpieces for that.
Yeah, and it's like not a graphical showstopper. So.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, but they are doing funny stuff like with the engine though in that game. So like with volumetric smokes and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Not that it can't be beautiful. I just mean that the point of that game is kind of utility first. That's all I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, John's not here, but he's been playing Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh, hell yeah. I didn't know
that. Look, we all liked it here at Shack News. Joe was like, I've been liking Octopath since the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember Joe was like, you guys really like Octopath 2, huh? And it's like, yeah, we actually played it this time. It's it's good.
I played a bit of 1, a lot of 2, didn't finish it, but it is still at this point one of my favorite JRPGs I've played in probably 10 years. I regret not going to bat for it stronger during our awards that year, but it's a great game.
It did make our top 10 games of the year list, and I think it was at least nominated for best music. Might have won, but the soundtrack is excellent for that game.
The soundtrack in the first game is better. Y'all missed it. That's what I'm
saying. Okay, well, was it best music? Is that what we gave it for? Let's see. Yeah, Octopath Traveler 2 won best video game music of 2023 at Shack News.
Okay.
But apparently we were sleeping on Octopath Traveler 1's soundtrack, which was also good, Job. I'm just saying, like,
No, I know. It's not. This isn't a Shack News problem. This is a world problem.
I think I think a lot of people wrote off Octopath Traveler one because it had a silly title, which is still true, and then also just because it seemed like Square Enix's like side thing. You know, we were like in between Final Fantasies, Dragon Quest had just come out, and it was just like this IP that they were just sliding out there. I don't think
Here's what I want.
Society.
Take this engine and go make a new Mario RPG.
Sure, if Nintendo let Square Enix do that, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't
I think they should just make everything in this engine. I think they should make Pokemon games in this engine.
Oh my god, it would be awesome.
Yeah,
it'd be so much better than Pokemon. Man,
yeah, Pokemon. That's a good idea.
If they could do anything with that. But yeah, John's out there playing Octopath.
John's out. So Asif, what are you playing?
Okay, so it's been a few weeks, right, since I last got to chat about what I've been playing. So during Steam Next Fest, I tried out this game, Maximum Football. I don't know if anyone remembers, but this franchise existed in the past. It was like Doug Flutie's Maximum Football. So it was like, yeah, I know. Who doesn't remember Doug Flutie? But they got rid of the Doug Flutie part, and this company acquired the IP, and they're going all in on this Maximum brand. So they're now Maximum Games. And the idea here, why I like what they're working on here, and it's a demo and like a beta. It's very half baked right now, but it's a free to play live service football game. So instead of having to buy a $70 Madden every year, you can play this game for free.
Hell yeah!
But with free comes a lot of jank. Just I don't know, maybe this is because it's a beta or like early demo kind of thing, but like you throw a touchdown, there is no like celebration animation. The playable, like the character just drops the ball almost instantly, and then it goes to like another screen. So it's like there's some animations just straight up missing right now. The run game is not very good. And as much as I hate on Madden, like Donovan, I think you might agree, like the run game in Madden has gotten better over like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And this felt like PS2 era Madden when it came to running. And I was like, I don't like that. But it's fine. The only problem here is that you're not going to get NFL brands. You're not going to get NFL teams or rosters or any of that, which makes sense why they would go like live service with this. But I do wonder, like, is anyone going to care about these teams that don't exist? You know what I mean? And I do think there's other independent developer football games that are better right now. Sunday Rivals is one of them. I think it's Blood Bowl or Legend Bowl. I've mentioned Retro Bowl before. So I am always on the lookout for football simulator alternatives. And Maximum Football is one of those, but it doesn't look very good.
Yeah, it seems like we're kind of just doomed to the purgatory of getting like 6 out of 10 not Madden football games until that license gets away from EA. But I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love for somebody to come out of nowhere and drop like the greatest football sim we've had in decades. But I just don't know if you're going to get one that people are going to care about without those licenses. 'Cause that's what people care about at the end of the day. Is their favorite team, favorite players.
NFL licenses is exclusive, it sounds like. And what happened in the NBA where that wasn't the case? How come they were able to not get that exclusive license?
I don't know the specific ins and outs of it, but I think with Madden, it's specifically to make a simulator. EA has that because 2K put out like an arcade football game, or at least they announced one that's coming to like mobile, and it's not a sim. It looks terrible, to be frank, but it does have the NFL license, and it is made by 2K.
And then there was like wild card football last year with Colin Kaepernick. So
yeah,
like
which is another
stuff like that. But yeah, it's the concept of a football simulator is exclusive to EA. And I guess your question, Joe, like why was NBA not exclusive? I think it comes down to money. I'm sure EA is paying a lot of money to get this exclusive still from the NFL. Sure. But it's weird to me because you look at how the NFL handles the rest of their content. They're like bringing on the partners right now. It's like, okay, we're going to give Netflix a game. We're going to have games on Amazon. We're going to have games on YouTube TV. We're going to, you know what I mean? Like they're expanding the NFL digitally everywhere. So why not do that with games? And I keep coming back to it. It's money is why. So it's unfortunate. But yeah, I wanted to shout out Maximum Football just because it's a game that I played during Next Fest, and it's not that great. But I hope that they keep iterating on it. And I do think that huge the thing that I mentioned earlier, that this is free to play live service, and they're not going to be seasons. It's just going to be like, this is it. Maybe there'll be like season pass for shit, but like because they have to monetize it somehow. But I think that's cool, and I wish Madden would do the same thing.
I want to bring up one last point on this, Asif, because this came to my mind when we were just having this discussion. Back in 2020 was when EA and the NFLPA signed that deal to keep Madden the only sim through 2025. I'm looking at our article from May 2020. That would have been like right before they took that like, you know, a la carte approach with NFL licensing, you know, giving games every platform.
Yeah, you're right.
2025 is next year. I would not be surprised if that deal comes around to expire and they start having some interesting conversations over at the NFL Players Association. That might be wishful thinking, but I feel like a lot has changed in the last 4 years as far as how they treat their license.
I think you're right, and it's all done in the interest of increasing the salary cap or increasing the amount of money that they pull in. So I think competition would be good in this space, and I would be very happy to play an NFL 2K game again. That would be awesome. But yeah, anyway, so I played Maximum Football. So it finally happened, guys. I bought Vampire Survivors for Switch. I'm very addicted to that game again. It's so good.
Can you remind me where you were playing it on I always pictured you on Switch. What were you playing on?
Steam.
Like sitting at your desk.
Steam. Yeah, it came out on Steam first. So yeah, I played it I was playing it on my desk or on my desktop. Wow. So yeah, I turned it in. I'm like, I got tired of sitting at my desk because I'm here all day anyway. So I was like, I want this game on a platform where I can just chill and play it. And I also want it on a portable platform because I've heard from TJ and several other people that it's like the perfect travel game. So yeah, I'm back in there. I'm maxing out, you know, all the different store upgrades that you can do. And now I'm going through it and trying to beat the game with each individual character. I got to like what I think is a boss battle in it. I don't know. Have you guys progressed much in that game? It's weird.
Yes, I've had a fair share of boss battles. Yeah.
The hand that snaps its finger on like level 5, that guy. And like you get transported into this crazy ass world. There's like spinning.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I got to that and I beat that. That is like a Gundam version of death or whatever. But yeah, it's great. That game's so good.
It's very good.
I'm back in there and I'm playing it on Switch now, and it is eating into my time of playing other things. I also have been playing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. We kind of already went over that, but I was playing it mainly for the purpose of helping Donovan stream the multiplayer mode yesterday on Wednesday over on Jack News Twitch. You want to check out the VOD, you can go there. There's also a funny moment, we didn't mention on the podcast, but there's this funny moment where Donovan gets knocked out or whatever, faints, I don't know what they call it, but when you like lose all your energy. So he's down on the ground, and these two ghosts are just beating the crap out of him with rocks while he's down. It's hilarious.
Yeah, they just keep attacking me. It's a very funny clip.
So yeah, like I think that game is going to be very fun to stream. It's going to be great to play with friends. It has couch co-op in it. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have bought this game just because I had already beaten it. But now that I have it and our staff has a few copies of it, I think we'll probably want to play it again from like a multiplayer perspective. But yeah, it's solid. And then yeah, I know this may come as a surprise to you guys. I've been playing F-Zero 99.
No, I don't buy it.
Yep. Me playing F-Zero 99. Haven't won anything recently. I kind of been distracted playing other games and doing other stuff. But last night it was like 15th place, 16th place, 65th place, 11th place. So now I'm still placing very highly. Doesn't matter what map, what mode, or whatever. I did have this one death. This guy's, one of my rivals, his tag was F-Z Boomer, which I'm assuming is just F-Zero Boomer. They killed me. I was like right on the finish line and they killed me. I went from 11th place to fucking 65th. So I shake my fist at you, F-Zero Boomer. But yeah, that was, he's probably my rival of the week for that. And yeah, it's still a great game. I was gonna I put this in our news segment, but I might as well just mention it here. I don't know what I did to deserve all of this love from Nintendo, but did you see what they're doing with Tetris 99 this weekend?
Yes, but give me more.
So they have these events called Maximus Cup, where it's like you play it for the weekend, you more XP, but they come with these specialized boards or specialized like levels. So this week they're doing a F-Zero 99 Tetris 99 crossover. I can't think of a thing more designed for me than this.
Yeah.
Because I love Tetris 99 and I love F-Zero 99. So yeah, I'm going to be playing this weekend.
Sick.
So I was going to mention in the news part, our storytime part of our show, but I figured I'm talking about F-Zero now. Let the folks know Tetris 99, if you're playing it, there's an F-Zero 99 event happening this weekend. So that's exciting. I love that like this franchise is like alive. It's like alive. It's not just like, oh, we released a game and we forgot about it. Like Nintendo is supporting this game.
I was going to say that it does seem like these two games, Tetris 99 and F-Zero 99, have kind of emerged as like the mainstays for that subgenre now. I know when it first came out, there was like a back of the head concern that this would go the way of like Super Mario 35 or Pac-Man 99, where it'll be around and then you'll see that press release that service is discontinuing 6 months, 8 months after release, whatever. But it seems like this one's in it for the long haul, which is cool.
And it seems like these Nintendo Switch Online games that are already out on that platform, 99, sure, but also like the NES, the Game Boy, whatever. It feels like all of those are going to transfer over to the next generation. So if we still have F-Zero 99 on Super Nintendo Switch, I'm going to be in heaven. And if we don't, I'm going to just keep my Switch and keep playing it until they take it away from me. But yeah, it is this thing where not every live service game they've done with the 99 treatment or the 35 treatment has lived. And that Mario game was awesome. So that was pretty sad when they got rid of it. But yeah, F-Zero alive and well and getting updates. So it's pretty exciting.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that'll do for what we've been playing, right, Joe?
Yes, an extended sesh because we were all playing quite a bit.
We were playing some stuff, and then we had to talk about John playing Octopath. Hit me with some music. I think we got a fun segment coming up, right?
Let's freaking do it. Okay, welcome to Dead Rising Trivia. Rising Trivia. Why are we playing Dead Rising Trivia?
Because Dead Rising Remastered, Deluxe Remastered got announced, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So topical. So I don't know much about Dead Rising, I'll admit, but I do have sort of a fascination on it. I think the trivia you're about to behold was designed with a person like me in mind, so I'm not going to say like what shoe size is the protagonist or whatever. So
okay,
I think you'll be okay. But hey, we'll find out. Are you ready? And do you want to go over the rules, or are we well seasoned by now?
I mean,
I'm as ready as I'm going to get, but
yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as Donovan. Do I have to say my name? Are you going to call on this?
Exactly. I'm gonna read a question. You're gonna buzz in with your name. Whoever name I hear first gets the opportunity. Then they cannot answer again for that question. If you both get it wrong, I will allow second attempts.
Sweet.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we freaking go. Question number 1. In what year was the original Dead Rising released?
Donovan.
Okay.
2006.
Wow. Bingo.
Okay.
1 point.
I'm the guy who wrote the news article for this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Nicely done. Wow. I see. I had a different guest planned, and I think I maybe would have thought of that and not given Donovan such an edge.
That's probably as far as my Dead Rising knowledge goes. I really don't know much about that universe, but I am good with release dates.
Okay, your knowledge is nothing to be ashamed of. Here we go. Question number 2. Who is the protagonist?
Awesome.
Okay.
Frank West.
That's it.
Nice. A part of me wanted to wait just in case it was a trick question. He was going to be like, "Who's the protagonist of Dead Rising 4?" or something like that. So I was like, I'm holding off. But yeah,
I had to.
that's a good.
I mean, you were Donovan was right that there was more to the question.
Oh,
but Asif got it right. So
nice.
Okay. That's all that matters.
Question 3. What is the primary setting of the original Dead Rising?
Donovan,
Please be specific. Go ahead.
it's a shopping mall in the state of Colorado. I don't remember the name of the town. I know it's a fake town they made up, but it's a Colorado shopping mall.
Wow. Okay.
Judges.
We will punt to the judges, but I need to give Asif the chance to answer with a more correct answer if he wants to.
Okay, Asif. I'm gonna say Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Specificity was what I was looking for. Accuracy is where you failed.
Yeah.
The correct answer.
I forget the name of the town. It's a fake town.
The correct answer is Williamette.
Williamette
Mall.
Okay. Williamette Mall.
I'm going to say that goes to Donovan. I think it has to go to Donovan for answering first and giving a close enough answer.
I was wrong. So yeah, he was vague. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's a thing. It's a place.
Question 4. What type of enemies do players primarily face in Dead? I told you.
Zombies.
Yes, correct.
Oh man, I was hoping it'd be wrong and they'd have like some stupid nickname like in like freakers or clickers.
Yeah,
or
like
something
Last of Us or something. Yeah. No. They're just zombies.
That's fair. Respect to any property that just calls them zombies, by the way.
For real.
Hell yeah. Which company developed and published the original Dead Rising?
Donovan?
Okay.
Capcom.
Yep. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I actually just learned that. I never knew that Capcom made Dead Rising.
I agree. I'm sure people are rolling their eyes.
I was there.
Yeah, I don't have like a mental association with Capcom when I see this logo or anything.
Yeah, same.
It's cool that this remaster is going to be made in the RE engine, so it's going to be pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
They got good gore tech in that engine.
Which game engine is Capcom likely using for the Dead Rising?
RE engine.
That's amazing.
Point awesome. What profession does the main character, Frank West, have in Dead Rising?
Wait, what?
What profession does the main character...
He's a journalist.
I will allow Donovan to be more specific.
I was going to say he's a photographer.
Point to Asif. The correct answer is photojournalist.
He's a photojournalist, isn't he? Yep. Yeah, okay. Yep. As soon as I said photographer, I was like, if only there was a name.
Splitting that half if you wanted, because Donovan's half right, I'm half right.
I'm going to put an asterisk because if we have a tie, we'll have to see.
Okay. I just remember the shot of him jumping out of the helicopter with the camera in the new trailer.
Yeah. No, he was definitely a journalist. He's like the only journalist on location for that news.
Asif is up 4-3.
Oh boy.
I have 2 questions left with an optional tiebreaker. Here we go. How many years after the events of the first game does Dead Rising 4 take place? We will do closest gets correct.
Asif.
Okay.
10 years.
Okay. Donovan?
6 years.
Correct answer, 16 years. Point to Asif.
Oh, yeah. I should have just Price is Right ruled you. I should have just done it.
11.
Yeah, I should have done it. It's no fun. No fun, but that's the strat.
It is a strat.
Okay. Dang, 16 years. Okay. Does that Rising just take place in 2006? Or is that like set?
I guess so. Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Interesting.
Asif currently has a score of 5-3.
He can't win. But you should do the last question anyway.
Yeah. Donovan has the chance to tie, I suppose. Let's see what happens. If I did all the questions I have, he has a chance to tie.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Let's see what happens in question 9. What is the in-game time limit for completing the main story in the original Dead Rising?
Oh, you just like unlocked a memory. I forgot that you're on a timer in that game.
Awesome.
That's so true.
3 hours?
Incorrect.
Whoa. 5 hours?
Correct answer is 6. Point to Donovan.
Oh, nice. As soon as you said that, I had completely forgot that aspect. God, that game was so cool.
It is cool. It's such a different kind of game.
Dead Rising was great. You can run zombies over with lawnmowers and shoot them with water guns.
Yeah. It was back in the era of just having fun with video games.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yep.
So our crown champion is Asif. Congratulations to Asif. I will, for fun, offer you the final question.
Okay.
Who created the Dead Rising series? I'm looking for a person's name.
Okay, I my house like if Capcom made the first one, then
John Capcom.
Yeah, I unfortunately can't name anybody at Capcom, let alone who would have been there in 06.
Was it Mega Man or Dr. Wily? I got nothing.
Maybe there's a guy at Capcom named Frank West, and he just named the character after himself. That's
Okay,
my
Frank.
guess. Yeah.
We're looking for, forgive the pronunciation, Keiji Inafune,
Oh, yeah.
who notably worked on Mega Man,
Oh,
That's right.
Onimusha, and
That-
Dead Rising.
that explains all those parallels between Dead Rising and Mega Man.
If that's a joke, I don't understand.
Yep. He has done Mega Man, Onimusha, and Dead Rising are the
Mhm.
3 franchises he's known for.
Solid resume.
Well, solid resume and a solid victory to Asif.
Nice.
Congratulations. Wow.
That was fun.
I think I took the lead in our head-to-head now, Donovan.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. It's so true. Gosh.
We are a bit on a bit of a time crunch. My fault once again. Otherwise, I would confirm that. So I'll check that out.
I'm pretty sure it's true. I think I only won the Pokemon episode, but
Okay.
Yeah, I might be up 3-1 now. Because this is your 4th episode. Anyway, let's get to story time, right?
Let's go.
Stay tuned. Welcome to Storytime. Let's dive into the latest stories from the past week. These are the quickies, trademarked by Joe. They have like a nice, it's like pink, purple font to them. It like transitions from the Q being purple to the S being pink. Anyway.
Yeah. Please keep describing the font color.
I love talking about the outline that no one ever sees. It's one of my favorite parts of this job. Anyway, EVO 2024 registration closes with a record-breaking 10,000 plus competitors. That is awesome. That is the largest fighting game tournament ever. So get excited for that in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks. It's happening next month, you guys.
Wow.
Yeah,
Soon.
exciting. We already hit on this. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster has been announced, and it's going to be in the RE engine. So yeah, looks very cool. Donovan wrote the article, and I still beat his ass.
it's true. That's true. One thing I'll say about this: why are they calling this a remaster? It looks like a remake, right? I saw a lot of that going around the internet. It's just,
I think they're being cheeky. Calling it Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is DRDR.
okay.
I think it's just a joke.
But the acronym would still work with Donovan's
remake. Yeah, it would.
Deluxe Remake.
And I'm just like,
they could have just called it Dead Rising Remake.
Capcom is a very savvy company. Just I just them going for a cheeky title over what is going to better convey what their game is to, which doesn't make sense, given this is the company that just gave us RE4 Remake.
But I think this franchise is the one that they have a sense of levity with, because it's a goofy fucking game at times.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
I think that they can be playful with the name there. But yeah, excited for that. That's going to be cool. I love the RE engine, man. They've done some great work with it. If you look at Street Fighter 6, or you look at the RE games, obviously, they're doing great stuff over there at Capcom. And hell, we got a Monster Hunter coming. Come on. Capcom's doing good things.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of good things, we got a new Monkey Ball game. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. It got an 8 out of 10 here at Shack News. I believe Ozzy reviewed it for us. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. Do you guys like the previous Monkey Ball games?
I like them in principle. I feel like I fall off of them. like I just don't stick with it. Like it looks so fun, and then I'm like, oh, 20 minutes or I'm good.
Yeah, I never gotten a Monkey Ball myself, unfortunately.
Okay, so like I'm very big into this series. I really liked 1 and 2 the most. Those were on GameCube. Yeah, the single player's fine. You know, you're going through a puzzle or whatever. You're trying to navigate a maze or speed run through shit. That's fine. But for me, this game has always been about the mini games, and I think they've taken quite a step backwards with Banana Rumble's mini games. It's almost like they watched like too many of those. What the hell's that game? Fall Guys?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like they watched too many Fall Guys streams, and they tried to make Monkey Ball Fall Guys levels. So the race mode I thought wasn't very fun. The banana hunt's okay. But yeah, I like Monkey Target and I like Monkey Bowling and I like Monkey Golf, and we got none of those. And I know you can just buy the remake of the original and just play that. So I get it. They wanted to do something new. I just think that's like the one miss in this game, because otherwise presentation's great, music is great, gameplay is solid, and it's a Switch exclusive, which is pretty neat. The franchise just celebrated its 23rd anniversary on Sunday. So yeah,
Wow.
lots of stuff going on with Monkey Ball world. It was the first game that I ever tried on the GameCube. It was a demo at Space World 2001, where I got to try it out. It was very cool.
Nice.
Wait.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said sweet.
Okay. The reviews didn't stop here. We reviewed Riven for, the people who, I'm guessing most people don't know that Riven was a sequel to Myst. And I'm guessing a lot of people might not even know what Myst is anymore. But these were like first-person puzzle games that were kind of genre defining at the time. Like, we have games like The Witness now and like other games that have kind of taken this formula and run with it. But Riven and Myst were truly like the first non-violent FPS puzzle game kind of things. Because these games came out like kind of around the time of Quake 2, Doom. So it was a little break from that. But yeah, looks pretty good. Got an 8 out of 10 to Shack News.
Nice.
TJ did mention that he's kind of sad that the full motion video scenes did not return to the game. Some of the puzzles are a little more difficult, and it is hard to know where to go sometimes. I feel that was true in both Myst and Riven. But yeah, I think this is more of a remake than it is a remaster. And yeah, it looks pretty good. 8 out of 10 Shack News. Not a bad score. We already mentioned Donovan reviewed Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Mm-hmm.
We gave it an 8 out of 10 of Shack News. Really, the only negative Donovan had in the review was the directional controls for the camera. I feel unintuitive. I agree with that. And then, yeah, they use HD Rumble, Donovan?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like 1-2 switch levels, but when you're like using the Poltergust, if you do like the suck function, the right side of your Pro Controller Joy-Cons will represent it'll be the left side when you do the blow function and whatnot. So yeah,
what about when you hawk too?
I can't speak to that.
Okay.
So
I wasn't going to let this podcast go forward without mentioning that, just even in passing, because holy crap, what a weekend that was. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, it's solid. If you haven't played the game, I would recommend picking it up, but then maybe you could wait for a sale later this year. I don't think they're pricing it. I don't know, where are they pricing this? Is it yeah, it's 60. See, I can see some people not wanting to pay 60 for that. But yeah. Moving on. Ozzy went to a hands-on event for the Nintendo World Championships NES edition. He got to play the game. It looks awesome. There's balloon fight, there's ice climbers, Excite Bike, Donkey Kong, I think Mario 2. We had some gameplay of Mario 2 that went up on our channel. Yeah, this game comes out July 18th. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be like an asynchronous worldwide competition in all these different challenges, like get the mushroom in level 1-1 of Super Mario Bros, or get to the top of the hill in this first level of Super Mario Bros 2. So yeah, it looks cool.
Very cool.
I think it's neat that you don't have to, it's not going to be like the 99 games where you have to sit there and get into a lobby or anything. You're going to be able to compete asynchronously against ghosts. So that'll be neat. I'm interested. I'm sure that the speedrunning community is going to jump all over this game too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think this is probably so for a long time, I just didn't believe that Skull and Bones was coming out, and then it did, and Donovan actually reviewed it. So you can confirm, Donovan, that Skull and Bones is real.
It is a real video game that exists.
That's sad.
I'm not excited about that fact, but it is true.
Okay, so now to this story. Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition's extra content will connect to the sequel. So Ubisoft acknowledged that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still a game in development.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good laugh when they were doing that thread of tweets answering questions, and they were just like, yep, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in development. In fact, there's going to be a mission in this anniversary edition that connects to the story of the sequel, where I'm just like, man, okay, guys.
Yeah, not really sure. I don't have anything to say other than I kind of don't believe that the game is. I don't know what that game is. I don't think we saw it. I don't think we've ever seen what it was. We just saw a CG trailer. God, what was that 8 years ago?
I think it was 2017 E3. I believe.
7 years
exactly
ago.
what it was, yeah.
Okay. Yikes.
Jax is right.
Just complete non sequitur here. Celeste on Steam is on sale for $1.99 right now. So
Great deal.
if you don't own Celeste, this is your chance to buy Celeste for $2, and you'd be an idiot if you don't. Sorry,
Top
I just
3
saw that.
game ever, Celeste.
It's excellent, man. It's really good. Have you fallen off of Animal Well?
No, or not in terms of interest. It's just I can't beat it. It's so hard.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was just checking. I haven't had time to play it, but it's not that I dislike it. I need to get back to playing it.
I'm at the end, and it's kicking my butt.
It's a tough game.
Yeah.
No question. Cool. Those were, and I mentioned it already, F-Zero 99 and Tetris 99 are joining forces for the most important Maximus Cup of our lives. So yeah, I haven't played Tetris 99 in a while, basically since F-Zero 99 came out, so gonna give it a try. Maybe I'll stream it or something, or capture some gameplay so people can see the glory. From what I saw in the trailer, they're using F-Zero music in it too, so Big Blue, Mid City, the usual suspects.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. Those were the quickies. On to the longies. We have one longie, and it's not AI related. So get excited.
Okay. Nice.
Nintendo had a direct.
Oh,
Yes.
that's true.
So yeah, it's been we of course Joe goes on vacation the week that Nintendo has a direct. So we couldn't react to this until today. But yeah, I thought this was an excellent Nintendo Direct.
It's about as good of a direct you could have for one being the last year of a console life cycle, while two also not wanting to talk about the next console yet. But those two big asterisks, I thought it was a pretty good direct, yeah.
So I'm going to jump around a little bit here. They started the show or the direct with this look at Mario and Luigi brothership, which I love that Nintendo invented a word, right? But brothership isn't a word, right?
Definitely
I
not.
don't think so. No.
So like Nintendo invented a word for this game. Apparently you're on a boat, like a flying ship in the game. So it's like a pun also.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Anyway, excited. This is that game where I mentioned earlier in the podcast, like it looks amazing. Like graphically, art style. Joe, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I'm less hot on it, but it's another one of those like am I looking at future footage of a different hardware or not?
No, you're not.
Right.
And
I
know a lot of
agree that I'm
people-
not, but like you can admit it looks like a little black magic going on to me.
I think it's just Nintendo's very good at making games. And
Yeah, clearly.
their art team, I think, is the best in the world. So yeah, I think that people like to. I heard that in response to several of the trailers, like, "Oh, is this running on Switch too?" No, none of them were. That's to my understanding.
And so that's not even and the art team is world class. But now we're talking about like their engineers to make it happen.
Yeah, but
Holy cow.
they've shown us like over and over now that they are able to do more with less over there at Nintendo.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think like Astral Chain as an example, or like Odyssey. Like I know some people are hot and cold on Tears of the Kingdom art style or whatever, but yeah, I think that Nintendo does a lot with not as much as other people. And it was actually a story that came out today. Let's mention it briefly because it's Nintendo related. But Shinya Takahashi was talking at the shareholder meeting about the upcoming how game development's going to take longer. They're saying that Nintendo's aware that making games nowadays can take up to 6 to 7 years, and the way that they're going to mitigate this is by expanding and hiring more people. What a concept!
Wow.
And making AA games, which kind of brings me back to Brothership. That's a AA game, right?
Yes.
That's not a AAA game, but
Agreed.
It's a AA game with Mario, their franchise, right? And it's been shown on the Switch. If you release a Mario game, it'll sell 5 million units at least. So this is, you think back to when we were talking about Nintendo's fiscal year guidance in March or April or whatever, or early May.
Yep.
And none of this was announced. And it looked like it was going to kind of be a dead year for them. It doesn't now. But we are getting things like Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which I don't know. Did either of you guys like Donkey Kong Country Returns?
Never played it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in for this. I'm just kind of bummed at the price tag.
Yeah, but this is another one of those games that I'm talking about where it's like not really high effort for them to bring it over. But yeah, like I put Brothership in that kind of in the same. I know Brothership's a new game, but these just feel like smaller games.
I don't disagree. Yeah.
Another crazy announcement. This one was really surprising to me. The Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection is coming off. Is coming out on Switch and PlayStation, and there's going to be like 7. What are they? It's X-Men, Children of Adam, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and probably most importantly, The Punisher, that side-scroller beat-em-up game, also included in this.
Game I didn't know existed until this announcement, but that's pretty cool.
Dude, I love the Punisher IP. So yeah, I'm excited. That's really cool that we're getting that later this year.
This is a really cool announcement. I kind of missed out on the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise when those games were still coming out and people were enjoying them, but they're fun. I've gone back and played them. I know that IP has been kind of doomed, so I think it's cool that even if it's very minimal work being done, that Marvel and Capcom are working together to port these. Because I know that there was a point in time where they were kind of done with each other. So there's some hope if you want a new game one day.
It does seem like there is some hope for a new game. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was terrible, but it was done at a time where I think Disney wasn't really focused on video games, and now they've kind of renewed their focus in the last 3 years. They had different people running their IP division over there now. So yeah, I think that there's a greater chance for MVC4 than I think ever before right now.
Yeah.
So that's exciting for the fighting game fans and Marvel fans and Capcom fans. But even in the meantime, like Street Fighter 6 is still cooking, man. They just got M. Bison today, and that game's doing very well. I think it was the leader for signups at Evo this year. So yeah, good time for Capcom. And yeah, Third Strike is going to be featured at Evo. Street Fighter. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake.
Oh
got a
yes.
release date. And 1 and 2 HD remakes got announced for next year.
Which is silly, but still cool. Yeah. I'm very hyped for this. In a world where I know that there's going to be at least 2 more Final Fantasy games before Dragon Quest 12 comes out, I'm glad that we're getting these HD 2D remakes.
And he said that this is the way that they're releasing it is the way that you should be playing it, like the original trilogy. So, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Sure.
It looks cool as hell, man.
Yeah.
Is this the same engine as Octopath Traveler or no?
That's my
I don't think so.
Oh, it looks like it at least. Same art style.
It definitely looks like it. I think the what is the dev of Octopath called? Starts with an A. Why can't
Creative Business Unit 3?
No.
It's I don't know which Square team that is.
It is Acquire.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's their
own
engine. So unless they're involved with this, I don't think it's the same engine.
No, Octopath Traveler 2 was built
UE5.
UE5 or UE4. Sorry, UE4. Interesting. Okay, well, never mind. Nothing proprietary there that I was thinking of, but yeah, it looks cool, and I think it's nice to see Square and Nintendo playing nice together.
Yeah,
I think that's a good thing.
It is a very good thing. That's all we want.
What we want is Final Fantasy Tactics on Switch, Joe.
Hey, wow. Thank you.
That's what we want. What we got with this.
What I want is the Dragon Quest Zenithia trilogy ported to Switch, so that I don't have to buy it for $200 on eBay.
Yeah,
if you're gentle, I'll lend it to you.
Ooh.
Oh.
We can connect. I'm benevolent to a point. As long as you're gentle. You might be hearing from my people.
Okay. Well, I had 2 more announcements that we wanted to hit from this thing. I'm gonna start with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So we got a gameplay trailer for the new Metroid game. It's been 7 years since Reggie announced that the game was in development at I think the first summer Nintendo Direct for the Switch.
Correct.
this is definitely that game that's going to straddle both generations, right?
Yeah.
It's a 2025 release, so we don't know when, but I have a feeling it's going to be early. It's probably going to be like a launch window game, but it'll do something where it runs better on Super Nintendo Switch than it does on Switch.
Mm-hmm. It'd be
By
like
the
a
way, I
Breath of the
think they're
Wild
gonna,
Wii U situation, right? When that game came out on Wii U. It was
yeah.
also Switch.
That being said, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I don't think they're going to call it Super Nintendo Switch, you guys. That makes me sad. But
Oh no,
I don't think
we
so
have
either.
to.
I've always rooted for that name, but I don't think they'll do it either.
I think they're going to call it Switch 2. And I think they're doing that because you know how like Sony makes PlayStations?
Yeah.
I think Nintendo makes Switches now. That's what they do. It's like iPhone.
I also think that they completely fumbled the branding of the successor to the Wii, and that was a contributor to lower sales. People not knowing what the hell a Wii U was.
Understand Nintendo Switch 2. They'll understand that's the second one.
Yep.
And they're already conditioned to that because of PS2, right? So I think we're gonna see them start doing a numbered thing. Because if you go my route, which would obviously be cool, Super Nintendo Switch, but then what? Nintendo Switch 64, and then what? Nintendo Switch Cube, and then what?
Don't want that.
And then Swii U. It's madness.
Yeah, none of that noise, please. My money would be on Switch 2.
I think they're just going to call it Switch 2. It's boring, but I think it'll work. It's important that the moms who are buying these for their kids will understand that it's a new product. And I think that's what they got incredibly wrong with the Wii U.
Yeah. Not just the Wii U. This is also the company that brought you the new 3DS.
Forget that. The whole DS explosion and all the different... Yeah, that was confusing as all hell. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4 looks good.
Yes.
That's good news. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about that. I just finally...
looks like it has a small HUD.
That's good.
Hopefully they... One thing I want from Nintendo, just in general on the next generation, is better accessibility options for everything.
Yeah.
Because they have been kind of lacking in that department. But now, the most important announcement of this entire Direct, in my opinion.
Yes.
The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is revealed, and it will launch in September of this year. It is a top-down Zelda game in the style of Link's Awakening for Nintendo Switch. So it's that,
cool.
like, chibi top-down look at Hyrule. But wait, there's more. You get to play as Zelda.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes.
We get to play as Zelda. But wait, there's even more. You get to hit people in the head with tables and stuff, apparently. You can make furniture and stack it. So it's like a brand new gameplay mechanic for the series. It feels like they took Tears of the Kingdom and were inspired by it for this, because it's like a similar gameplay mechanic that informs the design of the entire world, right? So yeah, exciting to see a new Zelda game, one that was not leaked, right? When no one knew that this was coming. Pioro, or I can't remember who tweeted that there was a HD remaster of a top-down Zelda coming, but they were wrong.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people went into this expecting there to be some sort of Zelda remake or remaster. Sort of fun treat when it's
a Link to the Past or Link Between Worlds. I saw rumors about that, but no one was saying that there was a new top-down Zelda coming.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. It looks cool as hell. The overworld appears to be the exact same as A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening, but done in like a, isometric kind of perspective. I think the art style looks really cool. Yeah, this is exciting.
Yes. I'm my 2 cents on it all is I'm sort of bored with Zelda, generally speaking. 2D, 3D, whatever. The franchise needs some twists. And I frankly feel that way about like Tears of the Kingdom. For me, that wasn't the twist I wanted. This looks like I don't know what to expect, and it has a Zelda logo, and I don't know what this game's going to be, and that's I'm in for that alone.
It's new.
It's like very legitimately new, yeah.
Like to have something new, I think it feels good.
Yeah.
I think I've said this before. I think Tears of the Kingdom is like the culmination of a decade of game development at Nintendo. Like it's like, here's what we learned, and we're going to put it all in this game. And to your point, it becomes distracting how much stuff you can do in that game, where I don't think the Echoes of Wisdom is going to have that same level of distraction.
No.
Which is good, because that was like one of the only negatives I had on Tears of the Kingdom. So there's so much to do that it can become paralyzing. But yeah, very much looking forward to a new Zelda game. I think this is completely unexpected. I hope they just don't even acknowledge the timeline. Like, just let it be its own game. But my guess is that it exists sometime. It's going to exist somewhere in that timeline from A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening, most likely.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know anything about the Zelda timeline, but I hope it doesn't really matter where it takes place once I'm playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it'll matter. But I want like that Zelda and Link from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Let's wrap that up. That story's done, right? The story of those two is over. So let's talk about two other ones, because that's the whole point of the Zelda franchise, is that history repeats itself, right? There's a princess, there's a knight or a kid sometimes, right? But like, yeah, I like that. The trailer for this was great too. It's a great reveal. Yeah. I think that's all of them. Was there anything else at the Direct that we missed?
There was more stuff. I tried just to grab the big beats.
Trying to think if they had anything.
It was definitely the most notable ones.
There was an indie in there that I thought looked cool. It was like a Metroidvania. I don't know if you remember, Donovan.
No.
Find it real quick. It's
they're firing hard.
Mio, Memories in Orbit.
Okay.
MIO. That looked really cool. There's a really horrible Funko Fusion game coming out.
Yep.
I wanted to give that a mention, that it looks
Roblox
terrible.
competition. Yep.
Oh yeah, and we glossed over this, but Super Mario Party Jamboree is coming out this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it has the most maps in a Mario Party since I think the original. Also, Switch Sports is getting a basketball mode, so you can do 3-point contests. Joe.
Yep. Right.
And then Four Swords is coming to Switch online, or they're already there, as is Perfect Dark and Turok. So I think those are the other ones that we may have glossed over. But I thought it was a solid Direct, given where we are in the content, or where we are in like the cycle for the Switch. I thought it was a very solid, solid Direct.
7.5 out of 10.
Not a 10. Probably not. But I'm happy that they have games. Because it looked like this was going to be a barren year for Nintendo fans, but now it's like, okay, we got a Mario game, we got some cool third-party stuff, we have a Metroid game to look forward to, and then a new Zelda. I think Mario and Luigi Brothership and the new Zelda are like the two ones that really, those were the wows for me. But yeah, so that's it. We did it. Those are the longies. Nice. Let's hit our community notes and get the hell out of here. Does that sound like a plan?
Let's do it.
So we got a few comments from the Shack News community over the last few weeks, which you can join by heading over to shacknews.com/chatty or emailing us at, I don't know, somewhere. There's an email address out there. You can find it. But we got a review. That's right. Someone reviewed us on Apple Podcasts. It was Metralgia. The topic for the review says, "For great justice, 5 stars." And he said he love all the Shack News staff. So thank you.
Nice.
Appreciate Very nice of you to do that. And anyone who made it this far into the podcast, you like us. We would have stopped listening at some point if you didn't. So if you've made it this far, maybe you should join Metralgia and leave us a review on either Apple Podcast app or wherever the hell Google
is shutting down, as I understand. So it's Spotify or Apple Podcasts are
Google
the
shutting
main.
Down what? What are they shutting down now?
They're shutting down their storefront for podcasts.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good work, Google. How many dollars will that save, Joe?
It's hard to say, but it's distracting everyone from the fact that they also shut down their Google Domains service. So I just got a bunch of emails about that a week ago.
Wow. What other terrible things is Google up to?
Let's see. Well, we all still use Reader. Oh, no, that's gone.
That's right. Okay. Well, I maintain that I want to fist fight Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google.
We all want to see it.
Well, don't review us on Google's dying platform, but Spotify, I guess they have reviews there.
Honestly, I have no idea, but they have to, right?
If you're listening to us on Spotify, just comment on the podcast so that we can find out if you can actually review it there. We're all very old and don't have that. I don't know. Donovan, are you on Spotify? You're young enough to have Spotify, right?
I do use Spotify, yes.
Can you figure this out for us?
I will look, yeah. And if it's possible, I will leave a positive review.
Okay, there you go. That's like the whole Obama giving himself the Medal of Freedom meme. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for the review, and please do review us. It helps us get shown in front of more eyeballs or ears. Is it ears? Yeah,
it's ears.
Anyway, outro. Let's do it. That's it. We did it. That's going to do it for today's show. Subscribe on your podcast app of choice, not Google apparently, and tune in every Friday for more Shack Together. We did it.
Thank you. Thanks, Donovan. Bye-bye.
30 seconds. I'll never forget you. Bye. Yep. Oh, wait. Yeah. Thanks for being part of the Shack News Extended Podcast universe. I have said that every episode. Also, this is episode 20. How about that? Pretty cool.
Congrats to us.
Yeah. Once again, Obama giving himself the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Shack Together is a Shack News production.
Shack Together is a Shack News production.
Shack Together is a Shack News production.
Shack News is a multimedia company consisting of a variety of entertainment properties, including ShackNews.com, video game and cutting-edge technology coverage with evergreen video, guide, and long-read content, providing readers and viewers with the latest reviews, previews, interviews, and news. Shack News content is readable and viewable at ShackNews.com, Facebook, YouTube at Shack News Interviews, and Shack News VODs, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Shack News Media, Twitch, and more. But that's not all. You can play Bubbletron, our first video game. Combine 3 ideas, hit the market, and get your money hat. Bubbletron is a daily game in the style of Wordle, where players can launch a company and see its valuation instantly. Hit that high score and brag to your friends. Visit Bubbletron.com to play. There is no download required, no signups required, but if you are into app downloads, we have the cutest one on the planet. It's called Shack Pets, the ultimate battle for cuteness. Swipe your pets to victory on iOS and Android in this Tinder-like app for pets. Shack News is proud to present a variety of micro products, all available for free at shacknews.com. Cortex is a publishing platform available to all of our users. Shouts is a Twitter replacement in a time where Twitter really needs replacing. And Reader, an RSS reader that won't get shut down by Google anytime soon. You can import YouTube, subreddits, all sorts of cool stuff, even podcast feeds. And lastly, all of our products are completely free to use and play, so if you're a fan of what we're doing and want to support the Shack News ecosystem, head over to shacknews.com/Mercury. Mercury offers subscribers access to exclusive Shack News swag like hoodies and VIP access to our long reads in downloadable format. It's a great way to support us. There's different tiers, and you get a lightning bolt next to your name.